No Steam release, a built-in autopilot, and why is everyone so desperate to mod Kerbals into the game? Kitten Space Agency is making massive waves across the space sim community right now. But what exactly does the community actually want to know? To find out, I didn't just guess. I fired up the tool vidIQ and analyzed the comments section of the absolute biggest KSA videos out there. From Scott Manley, Lowne, ShadowZone, Spunie Bard, and of course my own videos. I filtered the data, evaluated thousands of comments, and extracted the absolute top questions. And those burning topics are exactly what we are looking at today. Here are the top 10 most asked questions about Kitten Space Agency. The big elephant in the room right off the bat. Is KSA what KSP2 was supposed to be? To be fair, KSP2 launched as a full-price early access title, so expectations were naturally sky high. KSA, on the other hand, is currently in a very early but public pre-alpha. But honestly, even in pre-alpha, KSA is already delivering. We have a functional real solar system, solid rocket building, and remarkably stable launches. In several areas, KSA already outshines KSP2. Just look at the visuals, the volumetric clouds and volumetric exhaust plumes, they look stunning. You can tell that the underlying custom engine was built from the ground up specifically for this type of simulation. And perhaps KSA's biggest win so far? Communication. The development is 100% transparent. You can chat directly with the devs on Discord, and there's even a public channel where every single code commit is posted live. That level of openness builds an incredible amount of trust. An ambitious space simulator that looks this good and it's completely free. After what happened to KSP2, alarm bells immediately go off. Where's the catch? Is this another cash grab? The short answer, no. KSA is currently free and intended to stay that way. The project is funded through two main streams. First, community contributions. On the AWU website, where you can download the game, you can support the project with a one-time or monthly donation. As of August 2026, over $217,000 have already been contributed by players. However, the vast majority of the budget is cross-funded by Rocketwerkz through their other games. And backed privately by studio head Dean Hall. Can anyone guarantee the project will never hit road bumps? No. But it is definitely not a cynical cash grab. My hope is that Dean Hall's vision succeeds and KSA eventually gets adopted as an educational tool by universities, scientific institutions and companies to help secure long-term funding. If you search for Kitten Space Agency on Steam, you won't find a single thing. Naturally, people ask, why not? And where do I actually get the game? KSA isn't being distributed on Steam. It's published through their own platform, AWU. Right now, getting the game is simple. Head over to the AWU website and grab the setup file. I have of course linked it directly down in the description, just so you heard it once. It's ksa.awuu.com, that is AHWOO. But why skip Steam entirely? Dean Hall has outlined 3 core reasons. First, API login. Steam's APIs for multiplayer and achievements only work within Steam. KSA uses AWU's open APIs instead, which function anywhere and across all platforms. Second, gambling. Dean has voiced strong personal and ethical objections against Steam's monetization mechanics and loot boxes. Third, true ownership. Under Steam's subscriber agreement, you don't technically own your games, you purchase a revocable license to play them. KSA wants players to genuinely own the software they download. To make managing the game even smoother, an AWU launcher is currently in beta testing. Its killer feature will be delta patches, meaning during rapid pre-alpha updates, you won't have to re-download the entire game every time, just the files that actually changed. It might mean one extra launcher on your system, but big titles like League of Legends have done this for years without issues. Scott Manley highlighted in his video, he is thrilled that KSA basically has MacJab built in directly into the vanilla game. And it's true, automation in KSA is already very capable. Starting with SAS, it's significantly more flexible than in KSP. You can lock your orientation across different reference frames relative to the surface, to your orbit, or to your orbital velocity vector. And there's even dedicated role axis SAS. On top of that, you have full autopilot routines and planning assistance that calculate interplanetary transfers and automatically execute maneuver nodes with pinpoint accuracy. Rendezvous assistance is already in place, with automated docking planned for later. Some might ask, Doesn't that take away the fun out of flying? I think having both options is essential. When you're starting out, you should definitely fly maneuvers manually to learn the orbital mechanics. But once you're launching your 100th rocket to orbit, having built-in automation to handle the routine work is absolute godsend. Lowne noted that KSA currently feels a lot like the real solar system mod in KSP. And that's because the current Celestial Sandbox is literally a 1-to-1 scale of our real solar system. That means you need well over 9,000 meters of second of delta V just to reach low Earth orbit. For complete beginners, that's a brutal learning curve. But don't worry, the developers plan to replace this with an original custom star system. I fully expect the new home planet to be scaled down and far more forgiving, much like Kerbal was in KSP. As for the broader physics, remember we are in pre-alpha. Many flight mechanics such as atmospheric drag during re-entry are basic placeholders right now. And thermodynamic heat shield modeling is still in development. The foundational framework is rock solid, but fine-tuned realistic aero and heat will take some time. Lowne joked about replacing the Kittens with Kerbals as the very first mod. And that comment ranked up over 4,000 likes. Clearly, a lot of players still miss their little green astronauts. Technically, building a mod like that would be relatively easy. KSA is designed to be ridiculously mod-friendly. The game itself is essentially a mod running on top of their custom framework called Core. The community is already doing insane things. There's already a mod called Gatos or GatOS that assembles a full Linux environment inside KSA, mapping the entire game state to a virtual file system so you can read and write custom scripts in almost any language. However, an official Kerbal mod probably wouldn't last long. The Kerbal IP belongs to Haveli Investments, and their legal team would almost certainly step in. But honestly, do we really need to cling to the past? Kerbals had a great run, but the Kittens bring a fresh personality to the genre. They are cute, expressive, and feel remarkably fragile. Which brings us straight to question number 7. Scott Manley was spot on. Leaving a helpless kitten stranded in deep space feels 10 times worse than abandoning a smiling Kerbal. Right now, stranded kittens will simply float in orbit indefinitely. There is no life support simulation active yet. They don't consume food, water or oxygen. But whether official or via mods, life support is almost certainly coming down the road. What was recently added, however, is structural and character destruction. If your vessel experiences extreme G-forces, like slamming into the lunar surface at high speed, the kittens don't just bounce, they disappear and are permanently listed in an in-game memorial section in the UI. It might not change how hardcore veterans design their missions, but it completely changes the emotional stakes. Rescue missions no longer feel like a chore, they feel like an urgent, heartfelt rescue operation. Both Scott Manley and Lowne sparked a running meme in their comment sections. If we have kittens instead of Kerbals, are we going to the Moon instead of the Moon? And are we visiting Tuna instead of Duna? Currently, KSA features almost our entire real-world solar system, with 14 celestial bodies already having custom textures, including Earth, the Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The rest, including minor asteroids, are still temporary white spheres. The developers haven't revealed the official names for the upcoming custom star system yet, but they clearly love community flavor. They've already implemented a randomized name pool for generated kitten recruits. Personally, I think clever puns are fun, but names like Moon might be pushing it a bit too far. I would prefer names that still sound plausible and grounded rather than forcing cat puns everywhere. What do you think? Drop your best planet name ideas in the comments below. Now for the $1 million question. When can we expect version 1.0? The realistic answer? There is no official release date. If you are looking for my personal estimate, we are likely looking at around 2028. Why so far out? Because reaching parity with the original KSP requires a massive amount of core development. We still need a full career mode, science progression, a vastly expanded part catalog with launch clamps and various engine types, and dedicated aerodynamic flight for spaceplanes. Beyond that, the long-term vision includes in-situ resource logistics, orbital construction, surface colonies, and multiplayer. Should you jump in now? If you enjoy pure sandbox experimentation and flying custom missions, absolutely go for it. But if you need structured progression, science trees and career contracts to stay engaged, you'll want to give it a bit more time. Scott Manley already announced he'll be doing a full series once version 1.0 lands. A lot of you have asked if we will do a full Let's Play series here on this channel as well. The answer is 100% yes. But I definitely won't be waiting until 2028. As soon as the pre-alpha introduces the first iterations of science progression or career mode, we are kicking off a dedicated full-length playthrough series right here. Until then, we'll continue to have the monthly dev update series here on this channel, as well as a dedicated video for each build that gets released. If you want to follow the journey from day one, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Kitten Space Agency is shaping up to be something truly special. Built on a solid foundation, guided by open communication, and positioned to fill the void we've all been feeling in the space sim genre. Now I want to hear from you. What feature are you most excited to see added in KSA? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, leave a like, subscribe for more space sim content, and join our next stream. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye!